When sneezing, never touch your face with unwashed hands. Please avoid personal contact, like handshakes or hugs. Please do your part and wear a mask to protect yourself and others. Once monitored without face mask, you will be subjected to withdrawal your convention permit by guardsmen. Please be wise and hand sanitize, and frequently wash your hands with alcohol-based hand gel. السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية.
His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt.
السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية.
Your Excellency, Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, our dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, what we write today is the history that we read tomorrow. And the young people of today are the way we can actually explore the horizons of the future. And they are the way to manage differences and to make history. Today, as we witness the conclusion of the World Youth Forum, which is the platform that evolved over its past 4 editions to become one of the top dialogue platforms for all young people of the world. During the days of the forum, there were many discussions and dialogues in the different rooms and halls. There were many presentations in different fields also to blaze it indiscriminately. It is a virus that infects any person, regardless of their religion or race or nation. This pandemic imposed the rules of social distancing on us, but it did not prevent us from holding this World Youth Forum. Now we will listen from Victoire Tukubadikabi, the Prime Minister of Togo, and Gerd Miller, the Director General of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO.
Monsieur le Président de la République arabe d'Égypte, Messieurs les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, très chers participants et participantes.
Dear guests and participants, it gives me pleasure to speak on behalf of the President of Togo, Faure Gnassingbe, on the occasion of the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum. I would like, on behalf of His Excellency, to express our gratitude to His Excellency Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who extended the invitation to my country, Togo. Indeed, I wish you all health. More than 70% of the population of the African continent are young people, and they are a power that can actually induce economic transformation in our country so that Africa can achieve its purposes and capitalize on its potential in many fields. The holding of this forum is an opportunity for us to take stock of the initiatives and the procedures that are in place. And this is the platform to be able to commend His Excellency President Sisi and the young participants this edition. And despite these harsh circumstances and the complications of the pandemic, we can actually benefit from all the silver linings of this challenge, and also. Dear participants, the themes and the subjects discussed in this forum, including climate change and dealing with the post-COVID world requires that we come up with a special solution. And naturally, it is upon us leaders to provide opportunities for young people. And out of this premise, Togo launched the strategy of 2020-2025 that deals with the technological challenges and health challenges as well. We proposed an ambitious roadmap that aims at increasing social inclusion and investment in health capital and human capital, and also we hope that we can, through this strategy, to provide more resources so that we do not export jobs but provide jobs at the local level. Also, we launched many initiatives during the pandemic over the past year, and we rely on digitization, which serves as an accelerator for these endeavors. And during this crisis, and thanks to digitization, we were able to marshal the resources that would enable us to provide the support to our people, as well as any or peoples that face these harsh circumstances circumstances. Young people are the main driver through which we will be able to achieve the aspired results. Togo feels proud of its young people and works to achieve development for everyone in line with the vision of the President of Togo. I would like to seize this opportunity to commend young people from Togo and from all over the world, and also to express my pride in what they are doing. Young people, amidst all of these challenges, human security is a must, and we stress that you need to close your ranks and to be able to work diligently to achieve the positive results in our country. We have also to acknowledge the social fragility that we have in our countries, especially when it comes to the political aspects. We have also to provide the opportunity for young people to shoulder their responsibility on a daily basis, and also faced with the challenges of the rare job opportunities, we have to work tirelessly for the well-being of our countries. Our region in the west of Africa faces many challenges like terrorism and other challenges. By actually marshalling the potential of young people, we are sure that we will be able to overcome these challenges, and I know that we can rely on you. You are the young people of our countries, and you can achieve the development that we all aspire for. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my desire to see more of these exchanges that would lead to positive results from this forum and to the evolution of the philosophy of the forum. I would like also to applaud the commitment and the initiative of His Excellency President Sisi and his organization of this event. Thank you for listening, and God bless Togo, God bless the Arab Republic of Egypt. Long live the cooperation between the young people of the world.
Excellency President Al-Sisi, Excellencies, distinguished participants, it is a great pleasure for me to speak to young leaders and policymakers from across the world at this year's World Youth Forum in Sharm el-Sheikh. Unfortunately, only virtually this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in difficult times. COVID-19 is affecting the entire world. It has become a polypandemic with dramatic economic, social, and environmental consequences. Young people are hit the hardest, especially in developing countries. Because of COVID, 1.5 billion were not able to go to school or university. More than 250 million jobs were lost in 2020 alone, predominantly among young people. Climate change, the loss of biodiversity, and strong population growth are additional challenges. They affect their plans, lives, and dreams. They also threaten the survival of our planet. To address these challenges, we need to ask for more global solidarity. It is not acceptable that a few countries are hoarding vaccines for a third and fourth booster, while, for example, in Africa, only about 8% of the population has been fully vaccinated. We can only win the fight against the pandemic if we all work together. We also need a renewal of solidarity between current and future generations. Secretary General Guterres called for this in our common agenda. The international community knows what must be done. We must implement the Agenda 2030 and the SDGs, the Paris Agreement, the Convention on Biodiversity. And we can do it. We already have the necessary technologies and the knowledge to end the COVID pandemic and fight other threatening diseases, to successfully address climate change, to create good jobs for today's and tomorrow's youth. But we have to change our approach. We need a greater financial commitment to tackle the climate crisis and to finance a global green recovery program. We also need to spread new skills and technologies across the world, the MICs and the LICs and their young generations. UNIDO is responsible for inclusive and sustainable industrial development and climate and environmental protection. As the new DG since December 2021, I want UNIDO to be a key player in empowering all the young people present here today. An important and urgent initiative of UNIDO is to set up vaccine production in developing countries and especially in Africa. UNIDO will also intensify its work with young agro-entrepreneurs in rural areas to develop processing industries and create fair and green value chains. We are active in Luxor, in Upper Egypt, for example. Through its ITPOs in Bahrain, in Germany, Nigeria, or in Japan, UNIDO also promotes global technology transfer and facilitates investment into green industries and into innovative and digital business startups. Up until now, UNIDO has supported more than 1 million youth worldwide. They learn to invest, innovate, and grow as employees and entrepreneurs. Excellencies, the young people today will have to solve the problems that will affect the more than 10 billion people living in 2050. There is no sustainable future without young people. Our young people are taking ownership of their and our future. Governments, the private sector, civil society, and the United Nations need to come together to give them the power they need. With our common agenda, Secretary General Guterres proposed an ambitious plan of action to deliver on the SDGs and on our promise to future generations. Let's take action together now. Thank you, and I wish you good discussions.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the genius in planning and the professionalism in the execution and the depth and the creativity, these words sum up the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum. The activities of the forum varied. There were panel discussions, round tables, workshops, and different other meetings. Also, the themes and the topics discussed also varied. They were deep in meaning and also pluralistic in opinion. And now we will also present the snippets of what happened during the forum.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, honorable delegations and guests. Over the past 3 days, we have witnessed great energies of youth with a great will to deliver a message of peace, development, and creativity.
We took a year off, but our message is too important to be quiet.
Tam, I know it's your first time here in Egypt. How was your experience at the first World Youth Forum?
At first, I felt fear of traveling. And I think all of us have felt that way too. But being here shows that all of you have overcome this fear. And me too.
Well, I'm happy that we're finally back together in the land of peace to discuss, create, and collaborate. adding to the extraordinary successes of the previous editions.
The World Youth Forum 2021 have hosted 3,000 attendees from over 135 countries, of whom 208 were speakers. We had participation from 10 UN and international organizations. The World Youth Forum produced a total of 31 sessions and workshops amounting to 95 hours.
Amazing. These past 2 years, the COVID-19 pandemic has been the biggest critic of our global systems and one of the biggest challenges that is currently facing humanity.
However, the COVID-19 also opened the door to the new opportunities and became the catalyst for digital transformation. It allowed us to pause and think about new methodologies for the present and the future.
Even though we were practicing social distancing, we became more mindful of the power of communication and the importance of being united.
In the World Youth Forum, we have discussed the main challenges and our youth vision for the new normal life, topics such as energy and climate change, healthcare and mental health, entrepreneurship, innovation and global economy, international peace and security in the post-COVID world, and many other topics that amplified youth perspectives and opinions.
Well, that's not all. The World Youth Forum is also home to multiple side events that celebrate creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. The WYF Labs this year hosted over 30 startups that had the opportunity to pitch to investors. We had Inspired, where more than 80 stories from all over the world were showcased. And under Freedom, we had, under the common language of innovation, we had organized over 29 activities. The future is bright. The outcomes rely on how we act. We choose to act. So, to all the young leaders and dreamers of the world, you have a voice, an opinion on our future, for we are the future.
Yes, we are. Aren't we? And I will build on the call of action that was initiated by COVID, and I will ask all of you, dreamers, thinkers, leaders, to join our community. I encourage all youth and leaders to connect and keep the conversation alive.
We thank you for your attendance and participation, and we definitely look forward to hosting you in the future events and the next edition of the WYF. See you all very soon. Stronger than ever, we're definitely back together.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, the youth of the world, welcome to Sharm el-Sheikh. It was said that the youth are the treasure for today and tomorrow. In this World Forum, they are our promise for a different and better future, with voices heard out loud and clear. The National Training Academy believes that actions speak louder. That's why, over the past 3 years, the Academy has trained more than 40,000 trainees from different nationalities, and it went well beyond that. It did not only graduate the organizers of this forum to be a platform for the voices of young people from all over the world. Today, we are witnessing the graduation ceremony, which is a testament that the Academy listens to the voices of young people and is very keen to provide opportunities to train young people academically and from a human development perspective. In a very short time, the NTA has become the state's arm for training and for selecting high-quality caliber. Despite its limited years of experience, it proved its high-quality training programs for different categories of our young people nationwide, at home, and for people coming from abroad. This is the first nucleus and a national edifice to build and rebuild the characters of our people. An organization built with the hands of Egyptian people. We are proud of this organization. I'd like to show you this documentary film featuring the history of this academic and training institution. The youth of the world, the youth of Africa, I advise you to hold to your dreams without deviation from your noble goals. Between imagination and reality. A dream that needs dedication and determination to turn dreams into reality. Young people have dreams, but the test was hard. A new republic based on young people. This is the secret recipe. A new republic. Here we're not speaking about reconstruction, but a nation that is built on the minds and hands of our young people, upon which the future is dependent. That's why when we tell the story, we speak about the ambition of our young people who seized the opportunity and did not wait for it. The Egyptian youth is our most precious and valuable asset. That's why the new Egypt attaches great importance to building Egyptian people, to providing high-quality health and education services. That was the opening statement for launching the NTA in 2017, a national project. It was a battle. In order to win that battle, we have to believe in our goal. We are the heroes. We are the driving force behind that. In order for Egypt to be able to restore its international standing, the presidency, along with the cabinet and some young leaders, set a political view to start a national center to train young people. The idea started with the will of the state to start a national project to build our own people. The success is ours. It's not for the training institution. Empowering youth was a priority for the presidency because we believe in our young people's dreams. The first step of empowerment is training and rehabilitation. We launched a group of leadership schools. Each school offers a set of programs. The PLP is the presidential program to train young leaders. It's the program that started even before the academy was founded. And due to the ambition of our participants, we were inspired to start this academy. We prove that we are on the right track. And now we shoulder even greater responsibilities. We design tailored programs based on the state's needs. The EPLP targets young people aged 30 to 45 years old, of those working in the different ministries. In our plans, we will target other categories. Youth representing Egypt in international fora should be qualified to represent Egypt. That's why we launched programs for those who represent Egypt in international fora or abroad. We complemented that with a set of initiatives to improve the capacities of civil servants dealing with the public. We started our own partnership with different stakeholders to realize 2030 agenda.
هذه الأكاديمية بتعمل
This academy works to build a high-quality caliber of our young people. Academic experience coupled with professional experience will do the trick. It's a national project that will prove its success over the few coming years. Our journey since day one started to include other means when it comes to lecturing. That was not the end. We went to pay field visits to decision makers. We also provided consultations to government institutions like Saqqara Development Center and other training centers nationwide. We are the first government organization to help restructure government entities. Our journey is different because we understand our capacities and we know that the sky is the limit, and together we can. With very high standards we work. We do not provide training on young people aged 20 to 30. We go well beyond that. It's a very good chance. We expanded and we launched different programs for African young people. We are part of Africa and we have a major role to set programs. It was by a directive of His Excellency the President to launch APLP in 2018. 3 batches graduated of this program. APLP is based on the ambition of having a similar program to that of the Arab program.
Can you lead it through MPLP for the Africa one? Now you can see as it goes. Unity flow, Egypt is home, doesn't to go. Yeah, yeah, the Africa one.
Despite hardships, we went on. The pandemic made us adjust some plans, but we got accredited by the most important accreditation program, ACCET, which hailed this organization. We had to share our experience with other partners. That's why we signed cooperation protocols with the most important training institutions all over the world. We were aware that we should adapt that to our context in Egypt. We have come a long way and we were up to the expectations. We had different milestones, witnessing our young people as governors, deputy governors, aides and assistants for ministers, with voices heard at the parliament and at the Senate. We are redrawing our future. Our country has become young again, and with the power of our young people, we will reshape our future. Listen to your young people, share with them their dreams, open doors, assign executive roles for them. There is no future without our young people.
Out of our belief in the fact that success cannot be achieved without partners, and because of the achievements of the National Training Academy, it has become one of the biggest training academies in the world, and it entered into partnerships with many institutions and entities from the local and international arena. Out of this, the principle of partnership, the academy aimed at benefiting from the success stories from around the world. It relied on more than model in order to come up with a unique and to provide a unique experience in the field of training and qualifications. We will now listen to a recorded message from some of the international partners of the academy.
Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, esteemed Dr. Rasha Raheb, dear trainees of this year's EPLP, dear alumni, dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the kind invitation to this very significant World Youth Forum. I am honored to represent the Geneva Center for Security Policy at the graduation celebration of this year's prominent Executive Presidential Leadership Program. I would like to begin by sincerely congratulating all of the EPLP trainees for their successful completion of this very demanding program. Well done. I hope that this program has substantially contributed to equip all of you to effectively navigate the leadership challenges that we all face today and in the future on local, national, and global levels. The GCSB began its cooperation with the National Training Academy 2 years ago already, in May 2019, when we signed a Memorandum of Understanding. This formed the basis for designing and delivering a learning journey entitled Adapting to Changing Contexts, which has now become an integral part of NTA's flagship EPLP program, and which we are privileged to have run for the past 2 consecutive years. In today's fast-paced world, the issues we confront are deeply interconnected, and the working methods required to approach them are consistently evolving. The Adapting to Changing Context course addresses this through exploring the security implications of emerging issues and the skills required to confront this changing landscape. A wide range of topics have been covered during the course, ranging from international security today to emerging technologies and cybersecurity, human security, cooperation across boundaries, security and law, crisis management, and a particular focus on leadership and strategic anticipation throughout the course. Interestingly, one of the first simulations that trainees had to work on back in January 2020 was a pandemic case, chosen at the end of 2019, before COVID even appeared. Through our involvement with the last 2 cohorts of the Executive Presidential Leadership Program, we have worked with a total of 155 trainees. We have found them to be highly engaged and enthusiastic participants during our modules. They have demonstrated substantial knowledge and experience from very diverse domains. The questions during sessions were always relevant. Their input during group work have been very rich, innovative, and creative. Trainees demonstrated engaging teamwork skills and overall individual excellence. It was clear that natural and experienced leaders emerged during these sessions. The GCSB was also delighted to see such a high level of female participation and diversity of trainee profiles coming from different sectors, based on a rigorous, merit-based and competitive NTA recruitment process. We believe that with young leaders of the caliber of these EPLP trainees, Egypt is ready to address the challenges and take up the opportunities of this new complex, uncertain and interconnected world. I absolutely agree with His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi when he says that youth are the key to a more stable and peaceful world. I would also like to take this opportunity to stress the importance of the highly innovative and collaborative approaches taken by both the GCSB and NTA to respond and adapt to the COVID-related challenges since March 2020. The GCSB course for NTA was designed to have residential modules over a period of several months. The first course started as planned in Cairo in January 2020, but due to the COVID-19, subsequent modules had to be rapidly adapted to continue into a fully virtual format. This year's cohort started in a virtual setting, and we finally were able to move back to a residential delivery in Cairo for the crisis management modules in August. This was especially important for running the simulation that was tailored to the Egyptian context. The NTA staff and facilities were ideal and highly flexible, both with the complexity of running 6 parallel teams working on the stress, as well as in ensuring that all team members had a voice and were able to explore crisis management in a productive and safe environment. We are thrilled that together the GCSP and NTA transformed the challenges provided by the protracted COVID crisis into new opportunities, improving further the design and facilitation supported by the latest technology to deliver state-of-the-art virtual and hybrid modules. On behalf of the GCSP team involved in this program, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Racheb and the NTA team for this very fruitful cooperation and to wish the freshly graduated course participants great success for their future careers. I am convinced that as young leaders, you will play a critical role in working together to make this world more peaceful again. Thank you.
Mr. President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, distinguished members of the Egyptian government and parliament, Mrs. Executive Director of the National Training Academy, Director of the World Youth Forum, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the world's youth. In January 2019, a memorandum of understanding between the National Training Academy and the École Nationale d'Administration, now the Institut National of Public Service, which replaced the ENA, was signed. Then, between March 2019 and March 2021, through a project of an intense cooperation between the two schools, took place. I had the chance and the honor to participate in it by bringing my experience in human resource management in public administration, experience that I had acquired in various management positions in central administration. I also had the privilege of being a member in various selection panels. I thus had the opportunity to work on several occasions with Egyptian administration executives. First, during NTA exchange visits, which took the form of capacity building workshops for NTA General Administration in Paris. These workshops were attended by nominated NTA staff members from different managerial and supervisory levels, together with program officers. They were held in ENA in France as part of a successful exchange visit. Secondly, within the Executive Presidential Leadership Program open to public servants, I had participated in several exchange sessions on human resource management in the public administration area in Egypt. Finally, I have contributed to the drafting of e-learning modules for the benefits of the NTA on the following topics: civil service basic concept, competency management, top manager selection in the public administration, personal development for staff, ethics, public management, human resource management, and technology, meaning IT system. The discussion topics were mainly the following: the competency-based approach, which clearly highlights the needs of the administration in terms of skills needed on one hand, and resources on another hand, organization, budget, statute, and finally, human resources. The quality and the high intellectual and moral level of the administrative elites are an essential condition of a good administration to serve its citizens. The public service must be attractive, but also demanding for its executives. They are the actors and the responsible person for its performance. The effect of this topic seems to take on even more importance in the context of a health crisis that we are experiencing today. The administrative elite must lead and accompany the transformation of our administrations to meet the needs of the country for the best results for the benefit of citizens and at the least cost for taxpayers. To guarantee its performance, its capacity to evolve, especially in time of digital transformation, the public service must attract young people. Public administration must be a good employer and promote its own civic values, social dialogue, benevolence, performance, many approaches and good practices that will attract young people. They will bring their enthusiasm, their education, their motivation, and a sense of commitment for serving citizens. These are the ambition of human resource management in public administration that we have together. They are demanding, but we are ready to meet the challenges, to work on them again and again. I have shared them with the executive of this country, and their membership does not leave me in doubt. I remain at their disposal to go even further and tirelessly pursue to contribute to the transformation of our public administration. Thank you very much.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Howard Cho of the National Human Resources Development Institute in Korea. It is my great honor and big pleasure to be able to participate in your blessed graduation ceremony and World Youth Forum. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to His Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and many friends in Egypt for their effort that make this possible. Korea's NHI and Egyptian government have been collaborating with each other in various ways for a long time. Together, we have developed and operated a variety of curricula and have had active people-to-people exchanges, which without a doubt have been a great asset to the development of the corporate relationship between our two countries. Personally, I remember 2 online lectures that I delivered last year to some of your great civil servants in Egyptian government. As we all might know, we are all going through very difficult times these days as members of the global community. If it wasn't for pandemic caused by the coronavirus, I believe we would have been able to meet together in person, sitting together and possibly share warm meal and have more close and friendly conversations. What kind of administrative helps do our people really need to overcome these difficult times? We all know that these are difficult questions to answer. However, one thing for sure is that public officials are the ones who have to put the most sustainable effort to pass on a better nation to the next generation in the face of increasingly complex international relations and dynamics. If I could only give you one message through this speech as a professor, my message is very simple. Please put the people of Egypt at the end of everything you do as a civil servant. At the end of your decisions and administrative judgment, I hope you never forget for a moment that there are people who will be affected by that decision, and that they are none other than the people of Egypt. In other words, if someone asks me, what's the most important competencies are to have as a respected civil servant, my answer is very clear and simple. The most important competency as a civil servant will be answered by the ability to understand the people who will possibly be affected by the outcome of your work as a civil servant. Please look at all situations from the perspective of publics, the customer who is the beneficiary of your administrative services, not from the perspective of the provider of administrative services. The more the views of the Egyptian people you love are reflected in your policies, and the more the voices of Egyptian people are included in your policymaking process, the more trustworthy your policies will be. I wish every one of you graduate all the best in your future as respected civil servants. As your friend and as a scholar, I'll be with you in every way I can, as will the NHI Korea and the Korean government. Thank you very much. Shukran Gazilan.
ولأن الأحلام لا تسقط بالتقادم ولأن الشباب لهم حلم.
Dreams are not subject to limitations. Young people have been dreaming, and the experience has been unique on different levels. I'd like to present a speech by the graduates of NTA coming from different countries, sharing their experience with you.
السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي.
Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here among you today. My name is Dina Hassan, EPLP graduate. A new hope, a new aspiration, a new ambition to build a better future with more professionalism. That was a dream to join the NTA, a national project to build our own character, to train different age groups. I started my journey in November 2020, and it was a special moment in my life. It was a turning point when it comes to my professional development because of the programs I received. The Academy could link academic theories to practical aspects through different workshops, working in team work. It developed our own mindset, our own approach to our work. We acquired new skills based on the international modules we received thanks to the partnerships the Academy has. My experience was not limited to training. It's an experience of peaceful coexistence. I'm proud of this experience because it developed the minds of highly qualified young leaders. We can lead, we can effect change, we can develop, we can take better decisions for a better future. That was a summary of my experience. I'd like to introduce my colleagues coming from different nationalities and different programs.
Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, esteemed and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am Hatem Amer, a proud Egyptian and graduate of the Executive Presidential Leadership Program, EPLP.
My name is Rose Okafor. I am from Nigeria, the giant of Africa, and I am a graduate of the African Presidential Leadership Program, APLP.
I'm John Yohannes from the land of great abundance and Eden of diversity, South Sudan, an APLP graduate.
It gives us the utmost honor and pleasure to stand before you today in the city of peace, surrounded by glamour on a bright sunny morning filled with thrill, exhilaration, and excitement. Allow me, Your Excellency, to begin by cordially extending our sincerest and heartfelt gratitude and gratefulness for your sustainable support.
Now what makes this experience a once-in-a-lifetime adventure is everything and everyone involved, because it is all done with dedication
and belief that we can be the change we wish to see in the world, as Gandhi once said.
The time we spent in Egypt and the NTA was so remarkable. We now have brothers and sisters across the borders that can understand us better, work together, and achieve a common vision for the Africa we want. The session on understanding leadership and emotional intelligence enlightened us to the fact that to be able to lead others and awareness of oneself is instrumental to the leadership style adapted. We had simulation on conflict resolution, distribution and management of resources across nations within the African continent. Quite distinctive, one might think. As an engineer, I'm able to do and train young people on peace building and reconciliation.
The NTA, simply put, is an extraordinary educational and training institution. I have had the unique opportunity of studying at 6 different schools across the world within the French, English, American, and Egyptian systems of education, and at 3 different universities. And I am here to affirm that even though the NTA is only a few years old, it is quickly becoming a force to be reckoned with.
The COVID-19 pandemic, which has brought the world grief and sadness, has taught us that whatever our differences are, we belong to one common humanity. Amid the challenges of the pandemic, there has been an overwhelming strain on the delivery of healthcare services across nations. Alumni of the NTA across Africa and the world are leading great innovations with knowledge and skills gained on sustainable development and digitalization to promote awareness of the preventive measures against COVID-19. As a healthcare professional, I make use of hybrid methods, that is, both virtual and physical, to plan and execute projects within my local community in the fight against the spread of the virus.
This is because we believe that a true recovery from the pandemic requires rigorous efforts to be made on all fronts, and it starts with us, the youth, the future of our planet.
We grew to become a family. That is the only way I can put it. We went through thick and thin together, COVID infections and family passings, engagements, childbirths, and birthdays, and we were by each other's side for every single moment within the academy that we now call our home. John, brother, do you remember how intense our days were at the academy?
Oh yes, those days, we would start our day running track at 7 a.m. and be back later than 10 p.m. But we had the energy to get up the next morning and do it all over again because we were pumped with endorphins. We know we are doing something that matters, that will change our societies, our countries, and would be playing a pivotal role in changing humanity. However, it wasn't all hard work. Rose, what did we do for fun?
We traveled together, attended plays and concerts. We went to the opera, we visited the museums, climbed mountains, we ate exotic food, and we took lovely pictures. Pictures of sisters, brothers, pictures that would last us a lifetime. Now let's go back to the lab for some serious work. Hatem, can you please take us down memory lane one more time?
We were constantly engaged with daily quizzes, both online and offline, to group projects, and implementing firsthand, practically, everything that we learned on actual issues that face society through our diverse training sessions. During our journey, we were sent into the field to practically implement all that we have learned. This unique experience gave us sight on how the daily routines of leadership would take, the obstacles they would face, and how to overcome them. We were trained directly by the governors and deputy governors. I learned firsthand in the field how the local government works, and because of the NTA's hands-on experience, I expanded my horizon. We brainstormed and presented creative ideas and innovative solutions, and in several instances, they were implemented. If that is not empowering the youth, then I do not know what is. Youth of the world, please raise your right hands with me.
Standing here today, we make a pledge before Your Excellency, reaffirming our commitment to promoting peace, equality, and respect for one another.
We will work together, hand in hand, and inclusively to do our part in fulfilling our country's vision, the UN SDGs, and the Africa Agenda 2063.
We must remain united, for it is the only way we will overcome this pandemic.
Achieve the Africa we want.
Stop global warming, end hunger.
Empower equality, and come back stronger than ever. In a planet we can hand down to our children and say, we did our part.
For we alone are the masters of our fate.
Thank you.
استمرارا للنجاحات الكبيرة
Building on the massive successes achieved by the National Training Academy over the past years, the Academy had many achievements nationwide, and it went well beyond that. It went to earn the trust of its partners. That's why it has now been accredited by the American Center for Continuing Education last September, which is a major achievement and milestone recognizing the international standing of NTA. Now, I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Ras Helfer, representative of ACCET. Asset.
His Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished guests, NTA staff, alumni, youth of the world, what a proud day for NTA. It is an honor to be here today and represent ASSET, the Accrediting Council for Continuing Education and Training in Washington, D.C. Our mission is to inspire and promote quality-oriented continuing education and training worldwide. By establishing standards and a rigorous accreditation process, we seek to identify, evaluate, and enhance the delivery of continuing education and training. ASSET has been officially recognized by the United States Department of Education since 1978. We are a reliable authority of the quality of the education that all of our institutions offer. ASSET's motto is Partnership for Quality. Nelson Mandela famously said, "Education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world." As we gather here at the World Youth Forum and at the NTA graduation ceremony, I'm reminded of the importance of quality education in preparing our global youth to become the next generation of leaders, policymakers, and even heads of state. Quality education provided by quality institutions, or quality human factories, as Dr. Rasha likes to call them. The accreditation process is designed for institutions to meet or exceed a certain set of standards. Standards that are again recognized by the United States Department of Education. In 2019, Dr. Iman and her fantastic team at NTA attended an ASSET accreditation workshop in Washington, D.C. Soon after, NTA's application for initial accreditation was accepted, and the team started the lengthy process of going through initial accreditation. In October of last year, an ASSET team conducted a 2-day virtual visit to NTA. I am happy to tell you that the visit went really well. The team found that not only did NTA meet all of ASSET's 32 standards and substandards, they actually exceeded 16, including professional relationships, educational goals and objectives, program and instruction materials, facilities, qualification of instructional personnel, supervision of instruction, and very importantly, student satisfaction, and many more. The ASSET representative on the visit noted that in her 20 years of experience, NTA is only the second institution that has completed the initial accreditation process without any weaknesses. Another team member noted that we should take the NTA model and apply it to other organizations and institutions based on what NTA had achieved in such a short period of time. The ASSET Commission met in December of 2021 and considered the initial application for accreditation by NTA. After careful deliberations, the ASSA Commission voted to grant NTA initial accreditation for 5 years, which is the maximum allowed time. I can confirm this is really exceptionally rare for an institution to achieve a 5-year initial accreditation on the first try and without any weaknesses. So it is with tremendous pleasure I am here today to welcome NTA into our partnership for quality for many years. On behalf of ASSET, our leadership and staff, as well as the ASSET Commission, I congratulate NTA for completing the initial accreditation process in such an outstanding manner. Before I present the certificate of accreditation, I'd like just to take a brief moment and thank the entire NTA team for making it possible for me to be here today. It's such an honor to be here, to meet your staff, and to meet your alumni and graduates today. So thank you very much. It's been a tremendous experience. It is now my honor to present the 5-year ASSET Certificate of Accreditation to His Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
والآن اسمح لي سيادة الرئيس.
Allow me, Your Excellency, now to welcome the Executive Director of the National Training Academy, to speak, Dr. Rasha Raghib, to speak more about the achievements of the Academy over the past 3 years. She will also present the recommendations of the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, peace be upon you. Your Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of the Arab Republic of Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, young people of the world. Mr. President, you believed in young people in the present and the future as a hope for the future and driver for the renaissance that is befitting of our nation. You issued the decision to establish the NTA in August 2017, and you headed the board of trustees to affirm to the world that there is a real political will to invest in the most precious of our riches, which is the human capital of which the young people account for half. Mr. President, this started with the conference in 2017 titled Hikayat Watan, or the Story of a Nation, and we started the National Training Academy. And I will quote you, Your Excellency. You said we would like to have it play a genuine role in the selection of the best people from Egypt, so that those who succeed us will become capable of leading a state, and rather than just trying and failing. End quote. Your message was clear. You wanted like a different entity rather than a stereotypical training academy. You wanted to have an entity that can prepare people who are capable of leading Egypt. So the National Training Academy was Egypt's national project to build humans, and it was like a beacon of creativity that follows the most the international standards. Mr. President, we will now present the achievements of the National Training Academy that varied between trainings and international partnerships and accreditations, international accreditation from the biggest entities. I'd like here to thank Mr. Rhys Helfer from ASSET for that purpose, and for over 48 months, your efforts were priceless. And I would like also to affirm to Your Excellency that everything that we did was thanks to the efforts of my colleagues in the Academy and the trainers, without resorting to any centers of excellence or other foreign help, and we were able to train over 28,000 trainees from Egypt and Africa during in 47,000 training hours, and we also worked for 159. We are ready for all countries, Your Excellency. We had some programs in the Academy, and we had also the PLP and the EPIP, and also the APLP, and this year hope we will issue the program for preparing young people for the for leadership and similar other programs, and also we have the leadership school for civil servants, and it also focused on training nominees for leadership positions and people from also different parts of the world, and those nominated for different agencies. For instance, we provided programs for the Supreme Council of Universities and for the assistance of the Minister of Justice and the vice governors and young preachers and the counselors from State Lawsuit Authority, and also prosecutors general and other programs that we take pride in. When the COVID-19 pandemic happened and affected all aspects of life, we were able to adapt through a number of procedures. We issued the e-platform for interactive learning in April 2020 to provide many digital platforms to do this educational role and to continue that this training role continues during the pandemic. And there were over 116,000 training hours on this platform. Ladies and gentlemen, the NTA adopted a number of national initiatives aiming at developing the skills in the state apparatus, and we also had the initiative of the professional civil servant to increase the satisfaction of citizens with the services provided by the state, and we trained over 6,000 trainees in all governorates, and we also worked in many technical offices and departments under the supervision of governors, because this increases the productivity in different the bureaus of the governorates, and we also trained over 59,000 trainees in 4 governorates. And the National Training Academy connected all the levels of work in the Egyptian state to enable graduates to make the right decisions and implement the decisions of the state to create a community that is aware and responsible. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the NTA is also proud to have provided services to a number of consultative services, like to the Ministry of Local Development through the development of Saqqara Center, and also we are still working to make this center a training institution and at the highest levels. And we also provided some consultancies to Kafr Sheikh Governorate, and we issued a sustainability office to increase the competency of employees. It was inaugurated last November. We have also a number of agreements in progress with some Arab countries and some national institutions. Also, the Academy is providing a number or packages for trainings for different employees, state and civil servants, and these examinations helped 33 entities, and lots of applicants applied for these examinations. And to make these examinations so that they all become rigorous, the success rate was less than 50%, and there were also a success rate for applicants of less than 1%. And because we're not isolated from the world and we should start where others finished, we had to communicate with the biggest entities in the world to get to know the latest experience in the world in the fields of leadership and technology. The Academy entered into partnerships with counterparts in France, Switzerland, the Netherlands, and South Korea to localize their experiences and their outcomes, and so that they can participate in training the trainees in the Academy. And we will continue to conclude partnerships with other international institutions. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the NTA is working on an ambitious futuristic plan in order to maintain its gains and to develop its methodologies, and also to diversify its programs and introduce new ones, maybe even in some Arab countries, or to different categories that were not trained by the Academy, while always following the most rigorous of standards and providing equal opportunities for all, so that the Academy becomes one of the greatest in the world over the next few years, and so that it becomes able to train great people that can contribute to achieving Egypt Vision 2030. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, everything the Academy provides, we take pride in. But in the heart of these efforts is the World Youth Forum. It was an idea that the young people of Egypt proposed, and you responded to it, Your Excellency, and you believed in their dream. And now we are in the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum, and lots of the world leaders and young people from all over the world came and were invited and attended, which was the utmost pride that we had. And the World Youth Forum came up with a number of recommendations from the workshops and the sessions, and we will discuss these recommendations with the stakeholders from the international arena. The recommendations were as follows. First, the establishment of an African Center for Enterprises to connect young people and investors and businessmen. Two, to call on the World Health Organization for mutual recognition of vaccines. 3, localize water desalination technologies in all countries of the world that have water poverty for the optimal use of water. 4, to call for a global summit for international donors to discuss the mechanism to support the poor and poorest countries. 5, to include young people in the issues of climate change and to raise their awareness about these climate issues. 6, to call on making the transboundary water one of the priorities of the international agenda based on international law. 7, to unify or consolidate in UN efforts to establish a platform for issues of reconstruction and to coordinate these efforts between all stakeholders. 8, to launch an international strategy for human solidarity and social solidarity to create more opportunities for international peace and security after the pandemic. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I am filled with pride that the the achievements of the NTA were thanks to Egyptian hands and young people who have an average age of 35, so that they can become the real army and of working for the new republic. And we hope and we beseech God to make us continue these efforts and to have the stature befitting of Egypt. And I would like also to thank you for your unwavering support and confidence. Thank you so much.
والآن فليتفضل السادة خريجي.
Now I would like to call upon the graduates of the National Training Academy to come to the stage to take a family photo. Now I'd like to invite His Excellency, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to honor. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of you, and I would like to invite you to take off your masks because this memory will live forever.
المهندس المعماري عمر سيف الله.
Engineer Omar Saif Allah, Newton Laureate, UCL London, Assistant Lecturer at the Faculty of Engineering, Architect Engineer.
الشيخ محمد السيد
Sheikh Muhammad Al-Sayyid Abu Hamid, PLP for preachers, Imam for Sayyidah Zainab Mosque. He showed great flexibility when it comes to dynamics of teamwork with other people. Pilot Dalia Alauddin Khalifa, pilot at Egypt Air. She demonstrated exceptional leadership skills during the training program.
المحامي العام إيمان سمير القمري.
Lawyer Iman Samir Al-Qamari, working in the public prosecution office and one of the first female prosecutors.
المهندس محمد أحمد.
Engineer Muhammad Ahmad Al-Sarafi, technical office for the Suez Canal Authority. He has always been an exceptional team player during the training. Justice Shahinda Mohammed Kamal, working in the State Lawsuit Authority, she has always been passionate and engaged during the training program. Counselor Shnouda Nasim Qaldas, graduate for the training program for prosecutors in 2018. He demonstrated exceptional leadership skills. Counselor Bilad Ahmed Shamsuddin, advisor to the State Council. He demonstrated exceptional leadership and proactivity and decision-making skills. Dr. Sara Abdelhamid Abdelgaber, graduate of EPLP, lecturer at the University of Kafr al-Sheikh, and a winner of the prize of UNESCO for green technology. A lecturer at nanotechnology at Ain Shams, Kafr al-Sheikh University. Pardon me. Thank you, Your Excellency.
في الدنيا دي هنعلم بنخطط لبكرة وأبدا مش هنسلم كل ما نتعلم في الدنيا دي هنعلم بنخطط لبكرة وأبدا مش هنسلم ومهما يحصل برضه هنوصل بنحلم وننفذ مش فاضيين نتكلم احلم فكر خطط كمل ما تقولش كفاية كل لحظة نصر كبيرة في وراها حكاية خلي طموحك قد الكون ملوش نهاية كل ما نتعلم في الدنيا دي هنعلم بنخطط لبكرة وأبدا مش هنسلم ومهما يحصل برضه هنوصل بنحلم وننفذ مش فاضيين نتكلم من حقنا نحلم لبلدنا ببكرة أحلى كل يوم سقف طموحنا يعلى ويعلى جوانا إصرار عشان هدفنا أغلى كلنا نتعلم في الدنيا دي هنعلم بنخطط لبكرة وأبدا مش هنسلم ومهما يحصل برضه هنوصل بنحلم وننفذ مش فاضيين نتكلم كلنا نتعلم في الدنيا دي هنعلم بنخطط لبكرة وأبدا مش هنسلم ومهما يحصل برضه
نحلم وننفذ مش فاضيين نتكلم